Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be taking a look at TJ Maxx, always a good place for some Halloween decor. So is Marshall's, and I had intended to do both stores today, but we're going to save Marshall's for another day. Before we go in, I did want to say a special thank you to all the patrons who help support the channel. If you're interested in joining our Fright Club, be sure to check out the link to my Patreon page in the description below. With that said, let's go ahead and head on in. First thing I see here is some pumpkin yard decor on stakes. I like those. Here on the end cap, we've got a lot of little tchotchkes. It's very reminiscent of the sort of things that we see at the home goods store, but there's always a different selection. And as usual, you never know what you're going to find, and it does kind of churn a little bit throughout the year. So we might take another visit back, check up on things, see if there's new stuff a little bit later in the season. But for now, they do have a good selection of merchandise out here. Nothing that's really big and eye-catching. Most of it seems to be these little tchotchke type things. Not really sure. I think those are tea light candles in the shape of little skulls on the top. Not really sure why you'd want that. I think most of the tea lights tend to go in a holder already, so you're going to miss the opportunity to really enjoy that. But if you can think of a good reason why that would make a good candle, let me know. There is a dinosaur costumed as a mummy. That is something I wasn't expecting. Of course, we have that guy, which we've seen many years in a row, makes lots of noise, and he walked himself right off the shelf. I actually hit the button to start him, and usually you can hit the button again to turn them off, but that didn't work, and he made a lot of attention, which I never like to draw attention to me when I am filming these walkthrough videos, because you never know if the store likes it if you are filming or not. So I like to keep it pretty low-key. I also like these crystal balls. There was the other version with the witch hands with the green as well. I like the way they have that swirling mist inside. I have a couple of crystal balls already, but if I needed a new one, I think I would get one of those for sure. We've got a couple of lighting effects down here. We've got Nightmare Before Christmas, of course. But then we also have the Sanderson Sisters Hocus Pocus. That's pretty popular lately. And then we've got Peanuts as well. I'm not sure if I've seen the Peanuts one before. I'm sure we probably have, but I like it. I don't like the Zen and yoga skeletons. We saw some on the other end cap, and there you have some yoga skeletons with the succulents coming out of their heads for whatever reason. A couple of different scented wreaths and candles, of course. There were candles in multiple places in the store, so there's a small selection here by the Halloween stuff, but there's more in the candle aisle and more up there by the checkout area. So we'll take a look at some of those a little bit later in the video as well. Got some candy corn themed candles there. I like that there's different sizes. I think there was actually a candy corn scented one as well, but most of it is, of course, pumpkin spice type smell. I did actually end up going home with a candle myself, the only thing I bought from the store today. I believe it was called Haunted Cemetery, and it had little ghosts all over it, kind of like that plate right there. Didn't really smell like anything overtly Halloween, but I think I've talked to some of you already about doing the themes inside my house this year. I was going to do the kitchen in a witch theme. Well, I've changed my mind on that, so here's a spoiler alert for anybody who is holding their breath, waiting to see my display this year. I'm actually going to do my kitchen in a pirates theme, and then the living room I've been debating what to do as well. I was kind of going to just do a gothic room, but I've changed that to a ghost theme. So that's why, long story short, that ghost themed candle is going to work perfectly in my ghost display in my living room this year. Actually, it's going to be kind of a haunted living room, but I'm going to have my Ghostbusters in there as well. So I guess it's kind of a Ghostbuster theme. Should be different like that paper towel dispenser. It had some Halloween themed reusable towels. That's interesting. Got boo-tastic jokes. I was kind of tempted to pick that up just so that we could explore them together and see what they say. I might go back and get that. That might be a good way to end some videos. But moving along, we've got some interesting things. That's a candle that I don't know what it should have done. Maybe light up, but it didn't. I like the black sort of floral display. So you've got some typical standard stick type decor, but then they also have just black florals that looks kind of wilted and whatnot. Perfect for Halloween. Not really sure what this skeleton hand is. It doesn't stand up. At first I thought it was a little sculpture or something. I guess it's just a decorative skeleton hand. You can sit on a table. Speaking of tables, got a couple of table mats there, and then of course cups, lots and lots of mugs and whatnot here on this side of the store, and also up by the checkout. A lot of Disney merchandise this year. All the villains, but they only appear to be the female villains. I didn't see any of the males, so not really sure what to think about that. All right, moving on though, we'll take a look at some more mugs. Here's Ursula again in different form. And we got some cups over here as well. I like the little skull motif. And then this is different. I don't think I've seen the paper cups as well. Well, maybe we have. I guess they're kind of like party cups. But to me, when I was looking at that, I think those were coffee cups. Speaking of, more coffee mugs. There's a Casper on the end there. Don't think I've seen that one before either. Some baking implements. If you want to make some themed baked goods, send me some. I'd be happy to take them and eat them. All right, we've got some wooden signage as well. I do like that sort of candelabra one over there. That one really caught my eye, and I was kind of tempted by it. Not really sure where I would put it, though, because I'm kind of over those little generic Halloween tchotchkes. If there is something that will work for my themes each year, fantastic. But if it's just generic decor, I can't. I have too much Halloween stuff. Although I don't have any Halloween puzzles. I really should get some of those and put them together. But, you know, I've been meaning to do a couple of puzzle-themed videos on the channel as well. I have a backlog actually waiting to do with you, but that's going to have to wait until after Halloween because we are well in the midst of our fun time here. But maybe that's a good way to fill in the rest of the seasons until we get to Halloween 2024. I like the back cushion there. That's different. I like the skull motif. So we've got that on a few different kinds of pillows. This is going to be a lengthy tour of the pillows, and there's a blanket there, but it's mostly pillows. Because if you are looking for pillows, the TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Marshalls is always a perfect place to get them because they have a wide variety. Last year, I was in search of the sort of fortune teller theme, and they had them in abundance, which now that I'm realizing, I don't see really any fortune teller themed ones. That one's kind of a Ouija board, which is going to kind of go along to my living room theme this year with the ghosts, because I think in my coffee table display, I'm going to put the Ouija board. I actually just ordered one on Amazon, one of those that will move on its own, kind of like someone has conjured the ghosts, and that is what is causing my living room to be haunted and why the Ghostbusters are there. Anyway, really looking forward to that. All right, we've got some table runners, counter runners. I use those in my kitchen for my party zone. Again, I'm going to be doing pirates in there. I'm kind of excited about that theme. I never really thought about doing that inside. I kind of did a mini pirate theme last year in the bathroom, just to fill up some space. But I've never really done like a full-fledged indoor pirate theme. But it's kind of a continuation of my display last year. If you walk through with me, you'll have noticed it was my deadly dinner party. And if you looked outside the window of the kitchen, you could see the pirate captain looking in because I had Dean the Deathologist pouring the drinks right there at the counter. Well, this year the pirate has actually made it inside, and that's why the kitchen this year will be pirate themed. And Dean the Deathologist and Marie the Maid, who is new this year from Home Depot, will be fighting the pirates in the kitchen. So I can't wait to flesh this out. I'm glad I finally made a decision. That's always the hardest part of my displays. So I think indoors, as I said, we've got the Ghosts/Ghostbusters. In the bathroom this year, I think I'm going to do either Frankenstein or the Headless Horseman. Probably Headless Horseman because I might put Frankenstein a little bit in the foyer area. Pirates in the kitchen and the back stairs where I had my spider display last year. Someone in the comments, I'm sorry, I can't remember who it was exactly. I should give you a shout out. gave me a great idea to put my werewolf in there, and I'm going to do a sort of little Red Riding Hood theme in my back stairwell. And then, of course, in the garage outside and on the driveway is going to be my Carnival theme. Up the driveway, starting at the end, I'm going to do cats using some cat inflatables, one of which I'm going to be doing a review on this weekend, one of which I still need to buy from the at-home store, that really giant cat, if you remember it. So it's going to kind of do multiple themes as we go down the driveway this year. I'm going to do the cats. I might do a little theme of witches because I'm going to have that witch archway. Of course, we're going to have a graveyard scene. And I want to do pirates outside as well. And then around the corner toward the front door, I'm going to be doing my pumpkin army. So anyway, that's kind of a roundabout discussion of my display this year. So I'm really looking for stuff that's going to help me flesh that out. And I haven't really found a whole lot here at TJ Maxx, unfortunately. I don't have any pets anymore that can wear any of these fun dog and, I assume, cat costumes. But if I did, they have a good selection here as well. I think the only other thing that I might have wanted to purchase would be those wine glasses with the skeleton hands around them. I always think those are so awesome, but it's a little hard to justify when they run like $5 each or so, when you can go to the Dollar Tree and get the plastic ones that are like the skull face on them for $1 or so. So one of these days, maybe, we'll see. I'll have to have like a real dinner party to be able to use those, not just our neighborhood block party. It's not the same. I can't put out that sort of fun stuff. But anyway, we are making our way now to the checkout counter, where we have some more of those wooden signs and, of course, dish towels. I was talking to my coworker the other day who was excited about buying her new dish towels for the season, and I'm like, do people do that? I mean, obviously they do. They sell so many, but we do not use dish towels in my house. That's what we have paper towels for, I guess. I guess she also said she uses them to pick up, hot plates and pots and whatnot. Don't do that either. That's what an oven mitt is for. But anyway, I guess they could be decorative, but I don't need that sort of thing hanging around my kitchen. Try and keep it a little bit neater than that. Speaking of neat, here they've got all the good stuff in the checkout aisle, all these little busts and those little sort of candy jar looking things. I really like the look of that. In the back, you see that witch's handbook. I've got that one. I bought a bunch of those sort of fake books last year. And I always get them here at TJ Maxx and Marshall's and whatnot, but didn't really see them around this year. But I will be checking Marshall's. I'll probably go there over my lunch break tomorrow, so we'll get to check out if they have anything good. There is a bust of the Bride of Frankenstein. I did debate getting that. If I do my Frankenstein foyer, I've got a big picture of Frankenstein, but that would look good perhaps on the little table there in the foyer. Anyway, lots of tchotchkes. If you saw anything that caught your eye, like this I Woof candy, don't know what that's about. Is that a dog bowl? I mean, it didn't look overtly dog-like. We got some hand soaps and whatnot, but did any of this catch your eye? Let me know in the comments below, or just let's chat. That's going to do it for today. So stay tuned, because we're going to do that Marshall's and many store walkthroughs coming up. Till then, take care, everyone, and happy haunting.